Hey guys, I wanted to shoot this quick video for everyone in the States. Happy Memorial Day weekend. And I want to share a secret that my grandmother shared with me when I was little. It was her secret to success. So thanks for being with me here on Sunday morning in the States. First of all, Memorial Day. You know, yesterday I watched a video of veterans coming home to their children after they've been away on, for 6 months, a year, doing a tour. And I watched this montage. And I cried like a baby, thinking about being away from my children. But what really made me cry and get emotional is the fact that I don't like war. Does anybody like war? But for those of you who serve us unconditionally and leave your family and put your life in harm's way, so I can sit here today in my backyard and not worry and not stress. Of course, there's worries across, there's fears, but because of our armed services here in America or anywhere in the world, you're out there protecting us and looking out for us and sacrificing your families and in some cases losing your life. So on this Memorial Day weekend, I say thank you to everybody who serves, all the families of people who've lost people's lives through serving. So I thank you and I honor you, and I want to make sure that I share this with my children so they understand what people do for us when we don't even know it, when we're sipping our lemonade on a Sunday afternoon, what you're doing to serve us. So thank you. So good morning, everybody. Besides Memorial Day, I want to share thinking about people who we've lost and memory of them. Hey Lisa, hey Cheryl, hey Heidi, hey Doreen, hey everybody, good morning, David. I want to share a secret my grandmother gave me when I was little. My grandmother, I'm going to tell you her story really quick. She's probably the most incredible woman in my life. She's the one that I was so attached to and just had my heart, my whole childhood and forever and still, and she's gone. But my grandmother, when she was in 7th grade, her mother died of a heart disease. When she was in 9th grade, her dad died in a crazy accident. He was a volunteer fireman. Fire truck flipped over, landed on him and killed him. So 9th grade, she quit and she raised her 4 younger siblings, her 3 brothers and a sister. And just sacrificed. She didn't go past 9th grade, but she was one of the most wisest, filled with wisdom women I know. And when I was little and going through stuff and stressed out, my parents were married a bunch of times. They were figuring things out, so I was always back at Graham's house. The reason I'm telling you all this is because my grandmother used to tell me all the time, and here's her secret, you ready? Don't stress about the things you can't change. I'd come home if I failed a test. She'd say, Dean, can you take that test over? I'm like, no, Graham, I failed it. She's like, well, you can't change it, so why are you going to stress about it? Do what you can, go talk to the teacher, try to take a remake, or the next test you got to get 100 to make up that grade. I'd come home and whatever I would tell my grandmother, she would immediately reference, hey, Kate and Vanessa and George and Royal, I love having all you guys here. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing these videos and watching and leaving messages. I read all of them. I'm talking about my grandmother's secret when she told me, don't stress about the things you can't change. And she did this forever, guys. And it stuck in my heart. Now, I'm not perfect at it, but when things go wrong, man, we do think about it, don't we? Something as simple as spilling milk. You could spill milk and you could say, oh my God, why'd that milk spill? How'd that milk spill? Who caused it? Who created it? What is it going to do? Is it going to stain the floor? Is it going to smell? Or like my grandmother would say is, go get a towel and a new glass of milk. Where in your life are you stressing about the milk spilling rather than getting a new glass and cleaning up the old mess? Don't focus on yesterday if we can't change it. Don't focus on the mistakes we made. All we can do is look in this now, in this present time. I have to give you this last example with my kids. It's amazing that you get these lessons and you get to grow with them and you get to use them on your family. My daughter's 9, my son's 7. We stop at a store. My daughter uses her own money. She buys this big, huge balloon at Target. Those big monster bouncy balloons. She loved it. She was bouncing it. She called it a name. She was joking. And she asked Brody 3 times, hey, bud, don't kick it so hard it'll break. What do you think happened? My son, Brody, he's kicking it around when she's not watching. All of a sudden, you hear this loud pop. I knew he broke the balloon, and I hear him crying hysterical. He felt so bad. He was crying. He's like, I broke her balloon. And my daughter started to get mad at him. She's like, I told you, Brody. And of course, that's natural reactions from a 9 and a 7-year-old. But my son was so emotional. He's so empathetic, and he's crying. I brought him over to me, and I said the words my grandmother would have said to me. I said, Bud, can you unpop that balloon? And he's crying, and he looked at me, and he's like half wanted to laugh and cry. He's like, but I broke a balloon. I said, can you unpop that balloon? He said, no, I can't. He's crying, tears coming down his face. I said, well, Brianna, and I looked at her, I said, can you unpop the balloon? I said, well, we can't change things, why stress about something we can't change? I used the exact words my grandmother told me. And he stopped. I said, here's what we'll do. Do you have any solutions? He's like, I could get my chore money and we could go buy her a new one. I'm like, done. Bree, would you be okay with a new one if we got it within the next hour? And she said, yes. I said, okay. Why stress about the things we can't change? Why not focus on the solutions? And that's what my grandmother's gift was to me. So many of us, when it breaks, when it goes wrong, when the relationship breaks, when the money breaks, when the job goes wrong, we focus on how it went wrong, why it went wrong, what could happen. And we go down this road of filling our mind with crap and bad stories and how it could get worse, rather than just saying, it happened. Now, how can I focus all my attention on making it better? How can I focus on the solution? Take my grandmother's words on this Memorial Day weekend. Don't stress about the things you can't change. Find a solution. Learn from them. Use your past as research and development and move on to a bigger, better life. Guys, thanks. That's my message this morning. Everybody, Rita and Jules and McGee and Robin, thank you so much for the messages. I read every single one of them. Please like this page so you get the reminders. Share it with your friends if you think it had a good message for the weekend. And again, happy Memorial Day, and thank you for all those who serve us right now. I know Memorial Day is about, showing gratitude towards those who lost their life in serving us, but I want to give a shout out to everybody who serves and protects our country and protects the whole world, no matter where you live, while we sit and do other things. I hope we don't take it for granted, but this is my thank you today, and thanks to my grandmother for the wonderful wisdom of don't stress about the things you can't change. You guys have an amazing weekend. Thank you for being with me. Share away. If you'd like my New York Times bestseller book, I give it away for free. It's at deansfreebook.com. deansfreebook.com. I give it away. You can go grab the PDF and start reading Totally Fulfilled right now. Have a great weekend. Take care, everybody.